Why is the channel changing? What was the whole deal with Israel? Why did I want to go to Israel in a war? Where's my wife? What is all of this stuff going on? Uh, Responding to some viewer questions and maybe some accusations in there. One of the things that happens when you run a YouTube channel or any sort of social media is you get the trolls. You get people that have nothing better to do than to throw out accusations and crude comments and stuff like that. But every now and then, you actually get a couple that will also throw in some legitimate questions and concerns. So we had one fairly recently that threw out a lot of garbage, and I'm not going to address the garbage. But in the midst of that, they did have a number of points that I'm sure they're not the only ones wondering about various things that have been happening on the channel recently and why things happen the way they do. And so I thought I would take some time and address those questions because there's probably some of you out there that have them as well. And some of these don't apply just to me. They apply to YouTube channels and social media in general. So let me kind of hit a few. First, I'm going to start off with Israel. One of the things I got asked a few times is, why did you go to Israel, especially during a war? Why did you drag your children over to Israel in a war? And it was kind of like, okay. So one of the realities of visiting Israel is there is always a chance of an attack. If you look at its history, and I'm not going to go into who's right and wrong and everything else, but if you ever want to visit Israel and see the sights, there is always a chance. Always. It's just part of what it is, and many of the tour groups will even point out where the bomb shelters are. You tend to ignore it when you're on the tours, but that's just the reality. Did we know a war was going to break out when we were there? Nope, had no clue, didn't plan on it, but we knew it was a possibility. And we were there for a week before it did. Now, my kids were here in the States. My kids are adults. If you don't know this, my kids are late 20s. They're independent. They're on their own. They don't go with mom and dad unless they want to now. So no, my kids were not with us. In fact, my daughter was back in the States watching the house. It's just one of those things that happens when you're there. So yeah, we had 12 days of fun and excitement. But no, my kids were not there. We didn't drag them along. We were doing our own thing. We were doing tourist stuff. That's what we were there for. And we've been having fun doing the other channel, Willow's Israel Adventures. I've got a link in the description to that if you want to see some of the stuff I did. And there's still more stuff going up on that channel too. But no, we didn't drag our kids over to a war. We didn't plan on there being a war. It's just one of those deals. Stuff happens in life, and that's where a lot of these other questions kind of come in. As you know, why aren't our wives in the videos? You know, you see me, you see Craig, you'll see, you know, some of those. Where's our wives? Do they know that we're doing all of this stuff without them? Especially, you know, me and Craig. And I have to laugh because our wives are not keen on being in videos. Craig's wife is actually there for a large number of those videos I'm with Craig, but she's not in the video. She does not want to be in the video. So she's usually off on the sides or in the back or something like that, very purposely staying out of frame. And I very purposely film trying to shoot around her and not catch her. My wife doesn't particularly care for being in it. She puts up with it because it's me and she endures it. She smiles, but she's not a big fan of being in it. So she's kind of the same way. She's often on the sides, and I'm filming as if it's me. My kids enjoy being in them. Meagan enjoys being in them. Brendan does. Craig does. We have a good time being in it. So the people that want to be in the videos are, and the ones that aren't. Doesn't mean they're not there, but and my wife is very aware of what I do. If she's not there with me, she still knows what I'm doing because we stay in constant contact. So I love my wife. Don't assume that because you don't see my wife in the video that she's not there or there's things going on. Nope. Especially if it's a bigger trip, she's very likely there. They just don't like being in. And I work hard when I'm at parks to try to shoot what I can without getting people in, or if they're just walking by, trying not to focus on them too much, because I know not everybody wants to be in a video. Not everybody wants to be thrown up online. So I'll deliberately, if I'm going to talk to the camera, I will try to go to a place where people aren't going to be in the frame. And so I can talk to the camera without them being in it, unless they want to be. So yeah, that's why you don't see my wife. Not because she's not there, not because she's not approving of anything. Goodness, can you imagine if your wife didn't approve of stuff and yet you're throwing it up on video form all over the internet? That wouldn't be real smart. Let's see. One of the things that was mentioned was, how come I didn't know that you were that the video you posted after you were there for a while? So one thing people may not realize, and this is true on many channels, especially ones where they travel, is you will shoot a bunch of video footage and then come back home and edit it and put it together and then post it up later. It's not unusual for those of us who travel, especially theme parks. If I post a video a week, sometimes 2, and if I go to a vacation where I'm hitting 4 parks in 5 days, I'm not posting all 4 parks right as I'm there. I'm waiting till I get home and editing them, and those 4 parks are going to appear over the course of a month after I return home, not when I'm there. If I'm on a longer trip, oh my God.
3 days later.
Yeah, tables change thanks to the cat. But you tend to take time to edit footage before you post it. For example, we actually still have a video of Meagan's from a trip she took in January that we're still working on editing the footage because various things keep happening and it hasn't been done yet. So you may see videos appear of a trip months after that trip has actually happened. And it's just the way scheduling and editing and time and stuff works out sometimes. So if you're kind of wondering, well, where is this, they were just here. I've had people message me when I post a video at a Disney park. I didn't know you were here. I can meet up with you today. I'm not at that park the day that video posts. Trust me. I am probably not even in that area the day the video posts. So if you see a video post of me at a park somewhere, no, I am not there at that moment. That was a previous trip from likely days ago. Sometimes I get them up the next day. That's extremely rare. It usually takes time. And then one of the things I've gotten a number of times is, what is going on with the channel? Who are these people? Why are there other people on the channel instead of just Sir Willow? Is the channel changing? Why don't you close it down? So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've actually seen Meagan pop up a number of times in the videos. Meagan actually she was one of my original patrons way back. And the first video I've got with her in it, we did a video with her and my son about working foods at the parks because she worked at Six Flags St. Louis. Meagan at that point very quickly became a family friend, one of my daughter's best friends, and she has really kind of become integrated into the family. We kind of joke that she is one of my 2 adopted daughters. The other one you've also seen in the video occasionally is Hannah. So though they are around, she's here on a regular basis. In fact, I think she's coming over tomorrow for something. So Meagan's not new. She's gone on trips with us. She went to the trip to New York with us. She went to Disney with us a couple times now. And so we've had these big trips together where Meagan has been along. Meagan has been a part of the channel for a while. When I realized that due to energy levels and age, and after 9 years, I've used up almost all of my original content. I'm pulling a few stories from backstage now that I haven't in my Shooting Mickey series, but it's harder for me to do something I haven't done. And so I needed somebody to bounce off of, to pull new stories out of me again that I hadn't told. and who had their own stories as well as opportunities, and to bring the energy level up. Well, Meagan was all that. Meagan is great in that regard. She's also well liked by people who know her. The patrons all like her. So when I actually started talking with my patrons, this is one of the reasons to be a patron, started talking to them, okay, I need to do something to freshen up, to bring new content, new interest. I'm thinking a co-host, especially at the time I was looking at being in Israel for a longer period. I need somebody that can join together online who's going to be able to keep things going. And Meagan was kind of a universal choice. Everybody that we mentioned that to went, oh yeah, perfect. So it wasn't just a me decision. It wasn't a me and Meagan decision. It was a group of people that support this channel and what goes on, who all had input and a role in making that decision. And all were very supportive and liked the decision. And they've been big cheerleaders. You can watch Meagan's confidence and skills with the camera just improving as she goes. So that's why Meagan is here. And I love having her on. She's a blast to work with. And she's now starting her own stuff. So if you notice, the channel name is not Sir Willow. I am Sir Willow, but the channel name has never been Sir Willow, even though that is the logo on the pin. The channel name is actually Confessions of a Theme Park Worker. Meagan was a theme park worker. And so we are working on redoing the logo. We will have a new one soon, but you're going to see it featuring the channel name instead of my name. We may tag on Meagan and my name afterwards, or a caricature or something, but the channel has always been more than me. It has involved other theme parks. The other thing too with the channel, why don't I just fold it up and call it a day, is because the channel isn't a job. It's not something I do to make money, and I don't make that much money doing it. In fact, I love when people say, oh yeah, you're rich and famous. No, neither one. I'll just reveal this for you. At tax time, when it comes to figuring out how much I earn on the channel, I take a loss every year. Yeah, I don't make that much. I spend more on it than I earn. But I do it because it's fun. It's a hobby. It's something I started doing almost as a joke with my kids challenging me, Dad, we're sick of hearing your stories. Tell them to somebody else, like tell them to YouTube. Okay. And it has just been an amazing 9 years. I happened to find a niche that at the time didn't exist, and now there's other people that do it so much better than me, and I love watching other people do it better than me. But it has been an amazing journey. Why don't I quit? I don't want to. I'm not doing it, like I said, to make money. We do it because it's fun, because we have a good time. Meagan's having a blast doing it, and I love having her with me. We had another video recently from Brendan. Brendan's another patron. Brendan's been in several videos. He is not just a fill-in guy. He was dubbed by one person. Brendan happened to do a day where he was at Silver Dollar City and Six Flags Over Texas on the same day, and he sent me a note saying my cat's going to get in more trouble. He sent me a note saying, hey, I just did this. I shot some footage. Would it be fun or interesting to put up on the channel? I'm like, sure. And I've had other people other times submit a couple videos. So it's not just Brendan that's done it. He's not just fill-in guy. But, I enjoy featuring other people if they want to. Craig pops up a lot, not just because he's Moneybags Craig, as he was dubbed. Craig does sponsor a lot. Craig is very generous. Craig has become an amazing friend. I met Craig on my return trip to Cedar Point. I was blessed by a gentleman who watched the channel, who was going, had an extra seat, took me along. Craig and I connected on that. He figured he'd come over and see who this YouTube guy was and, if he was even worth meeting. And Craig and I just hit it off. And we have been good friends ever since. We have an amazing time together. Love him to death. And that has nothing to do with how much he spoils us. And he does spoil us. But Craig has been a huge blessing. And it's not because he's Moneybags. It's because he's an amazing guy. And so that's one of the reasons you see Craig pop up a lot. And yeah, he does more than I ever could have expected. But yeah, the patrons and stuff like that have been an amazing deal. And I love the friendships they've created and the opportunities. That's not why I started the channel. I never expected that. It has been an amazing thing that has come along with it. And I hope to continue seeing that. But it's also not why I'm continuing the channel. I continue the channel because it's fun and I enjoy it and I love meeting people and I love the stuff that comes along with it and filming along the way and recording. And part of it, there's the history nut in me saying I'm leaving a little bit of a legacy for my grandchildren, if I ever have any. I hope. My kids are going to get mad at me for that. But just leaving something behind. But I have a blast. It has been an amazing blessing. And the money is completely not even secondary or thirdly. It's way down the line. I don't do it for money. I do it for so many other reasons. And I have no reason to quit. Even if my viewership dropped to nothing, I would probably still be doing it because I enjoy doing it and I love the people I get to do it with. And that makes it all worth it. So I hope this helps answer some of your questions, maybe your concerns. If you've got others, I'd love to hear them. Please drop them in the comments below or drop me an email at sirwillow@gmail.com. If you've got complaints, drop me an email. I'd love to hear you. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and your support for the channel over the years and for making this such an amazing adventure. Thank you so much. God bless.
Hey, what's that button?
That button will show you another one of our videos.
And that one?
That one will help you subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, and then there's all these names floating by?
Yeah, this is all of our supporters on Patreon and YouTube members.
Oh, so those are the ones that get the special perks.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, click on that button right there.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
And thanks for watching.
God bless.